So what's your
I guess
favorite
I'll
kind
pick
of
this up.
water? No, just kidding. Don't answer.
Definitely not smart water. See?
So what have you been up to since we saw you last?
Um, Training my ass off and traveling and getting to rub elbows with the best in the game and moving my family to Orlando.
Did you get to travel anywhere fun?
Went to Hawaii, trained with Max and his team. Got to get some of that championship energy before he gets to go out there and handle work next week. So, um, camp's been amazing. I started my camp out there. I was working with his strength and conditioning coach 4 days out of the week, and his striking coach at least once a week. So, um, it was great, man. The whole team out there was a family vibe. Got that Hawaii vibe, that island vibe. Um, they have food land there. It's similar to like having our Walmart, and stuff. So, but they got fresh poke in there and a bunch of different kinds. So I was getting like ginger poke every day. Every time I talk to everybody about the trip, that's what I'm most excited about. So I just thought that was real dope. But yeah, man, training was amazing. Got to see Hawaii for the first time. Take my girls there. Family things. It's always fun. So that was a great experience. And then when we got back, it was time to move out of our place in Michigan and move to Florida. And when we arrived in Florida, the first hurricane hit, and then last week the second one hit. So we got the real introduction to Florida straight away, and it's been great.
So is your house and everybody okay?
Everybody's good. We're in Orlando, so it's Central Florida. Southeast got hit with tornadoes. Tampa and the west side got hit with bad stuff, and Jacksonville a little bit, I think. But we were able to stay out the way. It's mostly like power out, generator on for a little while, and on my street, we lost power for about half a day, and then a couple houses down from me, one of their trees ended up on the house. So some people had it difficult, but no flooding, and outside of the gas station being closed for about 3 days, it's kind of hard to work around, make sure you go to the gym and get there, but we stocked up enough beforehand and was able to get just enough gas to make it through, and with the generator and everything. So it's always adversity in every camp, right? So, but this one's more so, you worried about much bigger problems with other people than what's going on with you. As a martial artist, we're used to adversity and things like this, so it's a little easier for us to handle than normal people. And so for me, our family, we were good to go.
What was the reason for the move to Florida? Was it for the gym, I'm assuming?
Just my wife is Thai and Swedish, and so she loves the sun. I love the sun, and Michigan is about 7 months of overcast and cold weather, and Michigan was amazing for the last 2-3 years. My teammate who's sitting behind you all, Michael Gilmore, who also competed in the UFC, he's like family member now, and we created a great family there and team. Orlando move is about me chasing a world championship, and not to say the gym is better or anything, but it's just more access to things that I need at this point, and I still have the resource of my team and everything in Michigan as well, and my coaching staff and my basically family in Michigan. So it's great. It's a great situation for us.
What was the biggest thing that you learned from Max Holloway?
It wasn't necessarily that I learned anything. I would say his strength and conditioning coach is who I learned the most from, and got to adapt to what I was doing already with my strength and conditioning. I do a lot of resistance training, so it was great to see somebody who I've kind of like seen myself in a lot in this promotion and my path in this promotion, what I feel like mine was going to be. I see myself in Max from the time he's been there. I think COVID put me behind getting in the UFC for about 2 years. Me and Brandon fought in the LFA, and his next fight was for a title, and he was in the UFC, and we went to a decision in a fight that was very, very, very close. And so I was watching him from that moment on in 2018, and then 2019 I was in Thailand, and COVID hit, and then it was about 2 years before people were really getting into the UFC. Right, and so I couldn't get in because I was in Thailand. I didn't have a way back at the time. There was a lot of different adversity. So I felt like my track in the UFC, I would have been here 2 years ago. So when I came back with the LFA, and I went on my title run and everything, just a huge huge like feeling like I should be here already. So being around Max is watching somebody, to dial it all back, being around Max, somebody who's been in his promotion since he was 20, 21 years old. I just see a lot of what he does that I can do, that I do as well, but I can be better at. And so getting in there, just understanding what he's doing, his mindset. We know he's offensive and he's pressure and he can do it all, but just getting to feel it and see it firsthand was different. So that was my whole goal in getting there, and I learned a lot from his striking and his strength and conditioning coach. So it was great all the way around.
When you got the call for your opponent, learned who you were fighting, what were your first thoughts?
Thankful for another opportunity. Upset it wasn't a ranked opponent, but understanding that it's my third fight on this contract. It's going to allow me to get to my next contract, and I think it's a great moment for me to show the UFC exactly what I can be in this promotion, and it's a great fight for me to go out there and set the tone for 2025.
We talked to him already today, and he doesn't think that you're going to want to stand and trade with him. He says you're going to take him down. What do you say to that?
I think that's just insecurity. I think that I'm going to dominate everywhere in the fight. I think that he hopes that I stand with him. That's his only means to win this fight. He's not going to beat me in wrestling or jiu-jitsu, so he hopes to stroke my ego, but I'm going to pressure him from the go. Doesn't matter what he wants to happen. I'm going to dominate him in every fashion of this game, and he may have a couple moments, but overall, when people see this fight and it's over with, they're going to say Charles should be fighting for a title very soon.
It's been a bit since we've seen him, and he's had some struggles getting to fights for various reasons, fights falling through or whatnot. Was there any worry that this fight might not happen just because
I always think that, especially with him and certain guys. You know, he has a history of knee injury or some things coming up with travel. You know, you never know with the foreign guys because things happen. And, you know, I never take it personally, but I told my coach when I signed the contract, I said, I fully expect to fight anyone in this fight. This contract is for anyone. I don't know if he's going to make the fight. I told my whole team that. I said, I don't think he'll make the fight. It's a possibility. It's happened. So we're going to prepare for anyone. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Hawaii, really focus on my strength and conditioning, get in here with the best in the world, and then when I get back to Orlando, kind of lock in for the last 5 weeks. And when we show up to Vegas, we're going to show everyone exactly who we are and dominate.
And something a little off topic, last night Dana White mentioned that he wants to revamp the rankings, wants the media out.
About damn time.
I was just going to ask your reaction. So do you think the rankings even matter? I mean, did they matter?
The rankings matter to us, the viewers, the casuals, and the fighters for validation. For the UFC, they don't care. You got Kai Asakura coming in here with no number next to his name fighting for a title. They don't care. They want exciting fights. They want guys who can show that they'll come and they're coming to fight. Right now, that's what they're looking for. It may change, it may not, but right now you can tell what the owners and what this organization wants, what this promotion wants. I know every fight I have is exciting, bell to bell, so I'm not really too worried about what anyone wants. I know I've earned my spot in the rankings. I view myself as a top 10 guy already. It would be nice to be validated by a number. I think I should be. It's two guys sitting at 14. They're just really weird for flyweight. You got guys in there who've only fought once in 2 years. You got guys who are retired. You got guys who think they're retired or don't know if they're retired. You got guys who just been sitting in there since The Ultimate Fighter, you know? And I just feel like Mick is doing a great job with this weight class, and I think that he needs to continue bringing these younger guys in and letting these guys know, hey, you're not just going to be able to sit in these rankings. I like what he had to say. I hope something changes. I don't know if it will. You know, it's a media-based ranking system, so I don't know how it'll affect it, but I think there should be more things in place that matter. Like, I'm 4-0 after this fight this year. You know, I think, you know, I should be top 10 in my mind. Only people I've lost to two guys who are going to be in the top 10, Makayev and Durden. Durden's top 10, top 5 talent, right? So, in my opinion, you know, it's just about getting fights, man, and I'm excited about dominating, being undeniable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Asakura coming over. Does it help that he just fought for a belt before he came over, or do you guys
No.
still see it like it's disrespectful that he's coming in and he's immediately getting a shot?
First thing first, Kai is, I'm a martial artist. He is a good martial artist. He's great at what he does, talented. I don't give a fuck. This is the UFC, and what has our owner said from day one, our president, our guy, Dana, he said, UFC is the best promotion in the world. So for a guy to be able to come into the UFC and jump the line ahead of a Brandon Royval, an Albazi, a Kai, it's just, it's guys at 8, 9, 10, 11 that I think he could fight. And if he does well, all right, throw him in there, but I understand he's a champion, but a lot of these guys are champions. I was a 2-time champion in LFA, and LFA's had a lot of champions in the UFC. So what are we basing this off of? You know, I think that at times it doesn't make sense to me because the goalposts get moved. You know, and so like with the rankings, it's hard to understand at times. So I'm just trying to focus on the product I'm putting out. And my goal from the time I got in here was activity is longevity, and just keep showing up for the fans, showing up for myself, showing up for my team, and put a product out there as much as possible that people say, yeah, we want to see this guy and this guy's UFC championship material. Let's see what he can do.
I know a lot of people have always sort of faulted the UFC at times for not sticking with the top-ranked guys fighting the guy just above. So say if they go to these new ranking systems and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, do you feel like 2 should be fighting 1, 4 should be fighting 3? Would you feel it at that point disrespectful that we still might get a ranked number 7 going and jump in the line?
I thought number 10 fighting the champion was really weird in Usyk, you know, after 2 or 3 fights, you know. I thought that was really weird, and this is even more weird to me. But like I said earlier, I think Mick Maynard has done a great job at building this weight class, and what irritates me is the fans, the casual people, and then this right here kind of validates their ideology, saying, oh, the flyweight's dying. Oh, they talking about shit when Mighty Mouse was here 8 years ago. The promotion now, the flyweights is probably pound for pound one of the best weight classes, skill for skill, bar none in this promotion. And this is the best promotion in the world. So for a guy to come in and not have any fights in this promotion and fight for a belt, it's very disrespectful to the guys in the rankings, and I'm looking at them like, what the fuck y'all doing, ranking guys? Come on, bro, what y'all doing? Like, y'all should be mad too. Like, everybody should be upset, but everybody should also be excited about this opportunity because it shows you that anything can happen, and you can get an opportunity if you keep showing up. And what you guys are showing me is that you guys are not going to show up if this guy can do that. So for me, it looks like a yellow brick road to the title for me next year. And I'm like, if Akai can do that, if that fight falls out, I'll fight him. If something happens with the champ, I hope not. But obviously we won't be fighting for a title, but I'll be free. You know, and Dana said nobody wants to fight the guy. I'll fight the guy. I'll fight anybody in the world, especially in a main event on a fight night. You give me him in a main event on a fight night, I would have took that any day of the week. But at the end of the day, you know, people look at him like he's coming over as a world champion. 2 fights ago, he got finished. I've never been finished in my career. So that's kind of like the ideology I'm looking at it, you know. And he fought talented guys. I fought talented guys, you know. So I fought the #1 contender before he was the #1 contender, Brandon Royval, right? And even though I lost, it was a very, very close fight, you know. So I look at these guys. I'm never upset or like jealous. It just gives me energy to show. It shows me what I can do, what I can be, and I'm just excited about when my opportunity is gonna come. And like you said, those rankings, they don't really matter, but they show us a lot about who's getting opportunities. So it's just about finding the inspiration in it.
And we know, just looking back in out of your past 3 fights, you've gotten post-fight bonuses. When you look at yourself, we know your fight style, but we also see Su Mudaerji. Do you think this has the makings of a possible another final night or maybe performance type?
I don't think it'll be fight of the night because I don't plan on him having any moments. So I think I'm gonna get a performance bonus. I'm pretty certain of that. I'm going in here to make history. If he lasts 3 rounds, I'm going to break the significant strike record for 3 rounds. If he lasts 3 rounds, I know it. But if he doesn't last 3 rounds, I'm putting on the show, bro. So I expect to get a bonus every time I get in there. Every time I compete, I can be competing for a bonus. I know that this is how I fight, and so personally, I think that bonuses should be written in our contracts like everything else. Anytime you get a finish in this promotion, these are the best in the world. You should get some type of bonus. That's just me personally, but talking about what it is right now, yeah, every performance I put out there, I know is bonus worthy. So I fully expect going out here getting a performance bonus, not a fight in the night, because I'm going to destroy him.
And it looks like the odds makers are in agreement with that. You're coming in as a slight favorite. Do you pay attention ever to the odds makers, or is that just something that's just on the outside? Does that ever motivate you or give you extra, push when you go into a fight week?
Yeah, the greatest champions find fuel in everything. So, when I'm the underdog, I find fuel in that. When people are speaking about me in a way that I don't agree with, I find fuel in that. Knowing who I am, knowing what I can do, knowing my path, knowing my trajectory, knowing how I feel right now, knowing what I'm doing every day. So it's fuel in everything. And as an athlete, even when I talk about Mick Maynard in a way that I don't agree with him, I can do that because I'm the athlete. I'm not a promoter. I'm not a manager. I'm not the matchmaker. I'm the athlete here. So I can feel some way because that's fuel for me, And I'm always going to market myself first because I believe in me, right? And I'm not wrong for that. So like you said, I'm excited about the opportunity. I take all those things. I look at them. I hear them. I watch everything. And I know what to take with a grain of salt, and I know what not to. So it's all fuel for me.
Keys to the victory for this fight. What needs to happen to make sure you get your arm raised on Saturday?
Just smart entries, and fight like me, like I've been preparing for this fight, and keep in my mind what I view myself as in this promotion, and that's about it. I know Su Mudaerji is going to come in, probably feel his best self yet. I think he's going to come in and look his best since his injury, and I think that it's going to be a tough fight just because it's the last fight on his contract. This man's fighting for his. It's probably not. I think it'll be a 3 loss in a row. And most guys that says you're out of UFC. So for him, it could be the end of his career in the UFC, and I fully expect the best version of him. So I'm not looking past him by any means. I'm just extremely confident in myself and what I've been preparing for to do on Saturday night.
And last question, I just want to give you a shot. It looks like you're got the InnerG, you're repping your nickname, and
Yeah.
I was wondering what your shirt. I couldn't quite read it when.
So these are my boys from St. Louis. They call it the guys. They got this 314 St. Louis, right? And then on the back you got the InnerG, right? Toy Story theme. Fire. Yeah, it's the Toy Story theme. And then the hat, my boy gifted me with this. It's the Josh Van fight, the knockout shot, and then it got InnerG on it. So I'm just, feeling good, looking good, like Prime says, and gonna perform good come Saturday.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you, brother. You all good? Thank you, guys.